Shabbat Shalom, everybody. I'm just pausing to notice how my husband and daughter are leaving right when I'm starting the sermon. I apologize, that caught my attention. There's a verse from the Psalms that has always moved me. It's short, but it carries weight. Many of you might remember the melody Debbie Friedman set to it some years ago, to the words, "Those who sow in tears will reap in joy." It's a verse from Psalm 126 about pain, but also about hope, about sadness and healing, about fear, but also faith. It reminds us that even in our hardest moments, there is a journey waiting to carry us forward, a journey that we pray will lead us to blessing and peace and, yes, eventually to joy. A journey is never just about transportation from one place to the next. It carries emotion and memory. It's a symbol of change, taking us through growth and transformation. The psalmist sought to express the full range of human emotion, making the Psalms, one like this, a timeless spiritual tool. If you're feeling it, there is probably a psalm for it. And all of us, really each one of us, is somewhere on a journey right now. This week's Torah portion, Matot Maseh, is a double portion that concludes the book of Numbers and is rich with the theme of journeys. One part of this portion is, on the surface, a dry list. It's a recap of the Israelites' physical journey from Israel to the edge of the Promised Land. We're given the names of 42 different places where they camped or detoured or wandered or rested. Some stops were for days, others for weeks or even years. It's what takes up the majority of those 40 years in the desert. It's a combination of both progress and setbacks, lots of tears, and also, I'm sure, an equal number of moments of celebration. I'll be honest that it's really not the most thrilling read. It's repetitive. It's a lot of they arrived here, they set out from there again and again. One of those parts of the Torah that's easy to skim through, looking for the next moment of action and wondering what its real purpose is. Hasidic tradition teaches that these 42 places are not just historical locations. They all symbolize different phases of life. And as the Israelites journeyed, we journey. Each stop is essential, reflecting a spiritual or emotional state of being, places of joy or grief, paths of certainty or wandering, moments of trust and moments of feeling utterly lost. And Maimonides reminds us that for every story in the Torah, there is a reason. He writes that miracles are only convincing to those who witness them, but stories like this one endure because they reflect the real human experience. I'm going to emphasize that for a moment again. Stories like this, which are the boring ones that don't include the parting of the sea, are maybe more important because they reflect our actual lives. And we are living in a world in which our journeys, both metaphorical and physical, are constantly shifting, rerouted in unexpected directions, with detours and delays we never saw coming. Maybe some of you are here tonight on a journey that navigates the realities of love and of loss, a journey of grief, coming to say the sacred words of Kaddish, as implemented by the rabbis of old as a necessary stop along the pathway of mourning. Others of you may be here to say a Misha Berach for a loved one or for yourself, facing an illness you never expected, pausing to pray for healing and wholeness and hope. Maybe you're on a journey of anticipation, the anxious road of decisions and eagerness towards a wedding or a celebration. Many of us are on professional or personal journeys, transitions, new adventures. Our journeys also include searching for stability in a world that feels increasingly chaotic. The news cycles jar our sense of routine. Violence and war leave us anxious. We try to move forward, and sometimes the state of our world pulls us off course. Certainly not all journeys are sad. Many are complex or transformational, and the best ones, those are the exciting ones. I'll share on a personal level that my family and I are indeed on a journey right now. The ins and outs and ups and downs of relocating to an entirely new part of the country, it has its moments. But in reading this portion, there's something deeply comforting about how I could relate to the Israelites' journey from one destination to the next. And then, near the end of the Torah portion, the text introduces another layer to the idea of a journey. It's called the city of refuge. There were these cities that we read were established outside of the main city. It's a protected haven for those who had caused harm unintentionally. They offered safety without fear of retaliation. These cities served as detours, designated spaces of pause, reflection, and healing, where individuals who were in trouble, who needed help, who needed a place to separate, could find refuge, not as punishment, but as a step towards restoration and return. It was the very definition of a detour. The person didn't continue on the same road as everyone else. They took a side path, a hard one. And after their time in the city of refuge, once enough time had passed, they returned to the community. They were transformed and they were healed. It was a sacred part of their journey, one that led them back on the right path, a detour that blended compassion and justice to return them to a life of blessing. Once again, echoing the voice of the psalmist, turning their tears into joy. While not for the same reasons as in the text, our journeys too have these unexpected detours and bumps. And the concept of the city of refuge gives us an idea for how we might be able to navigate it. It begs the question of what a modern city of refuge may be. Is it a place where we can separate from the world and take the detours we need to get back on track? Maybe it's therapy or a hospital room or a quiet walk. Maybe it's the arms of a friend, or quite frankly, the safety of this very space we're in. I invite you to take a moment and think about maybe this summer where you might be on your journey, whether in your life, in your career, in navigating the ever-complex state of our world. We all sometimes need that city of refuge. Where do you go when the road is too heavy? And how do you return to reap in joy? So, may we carry with us the wisdom of our ancestors' long road, the courage to navigate our own winding paths, and the compassion to build and find places of refuge when detours appear, trusting not only that what begins in tears can lead to joy, but that with each step, we are strengthened for the journey ahead. Shabbat Shalom, everybody.